Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and I'm going to play with some book pages today. They are larger book pages. Oh my goodness, that was loud. They come from like a craft book. So the pages are, before I trim them down, they're about 8 1/4 by 11, so almost as big as a piece of copy paper. And really, the size doesn't matter so much. It's just whatever size paper you use is going to affect the size of your pocket. You don't have to use book pages. You could use digitals or whatever. So I'm just going to make a stuffed pocket today and do all the stuffing and everything, and all the bases will be book page, and it's going to be eclectic and junky and or grungy or whatever. So first, yeah, like when I trim this page down, because it is the folded, or I'll just take a piece. So don't mind that I have a torn edge. I'm actually okay with that. So I'm going to fold it in half. I'm actually leaving the torn edge out a little bit, or you can fold it in half exactly. It doesn't matter that much. And then, so folding it in half the long way, portrait. And then I'm going to fold it up. This also, just use your eye. But wherever you like it, leave about 1.5 inches or so at the top, maybe. I don't know. I'll show you what I end up with. Ooh, that worked out nicely. That may end up being the front pocket there. I don't like this ruler. I ended up leaving about 1.25 inches. And then I take and I'm going to fold this over. And then that way I can see where this line is. I'm going to actually ink that line up a little bit so you can see the line a little bit better. I'm actually going to fold it back the other way, but because it's going to help you to be able to see it. Because then I'm going to fold this one this way and try to line it up with this line. So that's probably 1 inch or so. We're not worried about measurements exactly. You could do bigger, you could do smaller. And then, so do that so you can see that line a little bit. And then this top piece, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just trying to keep them about the same, but you don't have to. You could vary that width easily. So like that. And then I'm going to open it up. In this front one, I'm turning the other direction. And I'm also going to, all these pieces that are folded over, we're going to glue. But this front one, you could have it come out the front, or you could have it just glue it on the back. So let me go back. So this is, so I folded this one this way. That way I'm not covering this up, and I can actually use that as the front of my pocket. And this one comes up right, so I wouldn't have to cover this or this if I didn't want to. Just maybe cover the upside down bit. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so this piece here I'm going to glue down. And then the other one's also going to glue down. Gives us a little bit of, and you can cut that if you want to reduce a little bit of bulk, you can cut that down, but it's not that much. A piece of paper wants to get all up in here. What's up with that? Or you could use a map, and then you wouldn't have to like cover anything. There's that. My goodness, that glue was just, my glue is soft today. What's up with that? Oh no, I'll never get that up. But glue my glue on my, that wouldn't be smart. All right, so now we have our pocket, and you may want to keep it as it is, or you may want to decorate it. I'm going for a little bit more grungy, juncturally, not worrying too much about how things look. And for places like here that have a lot of white spot, I'm going to use some stamping and stenciling. And then for this piece here, I will probably cover it with something. I could even just cover it with that piece there, which covers the upside down words, and just leaves it however. Or I might want to use some colored paper. I don't know. All right, so what do I have here? I just go ahead and do that. I just kind of trim off where the edge of the pocket is. Oh my goodness, have everything stick everywhere because that's fun. I don't have to use that whole bottom piece though. I could actually cut it off right here. That way I have that for another bit somewhere. Especially if I want to have a coordinating piece on here somewhere. Just covering the words. I'm not worrying about anything else. I mean, I'm going to end up with a lot of white spots, and I'm okay with that because I'm going to use some stamping and some stenciling and inking and whatnot probably to take care of that. And don't mind the words for now. But if I wanted to bring a little bit of this up here, I could even just have this stick out there just to bring that color up to the top. Oh my goodness, everything's sticking. And then this glue page that I kept under here, it's not going to go to waste. There we go. There, just bring that blue up there. All right, so now this glue page, oh, once you cover it, sorry, we'll finish the pocket. Is that what you want to do? So open it up one time and then just glue this side right here. And then if you want to keep it as a tuck spot, then just that's all you got to do until you glue it into your journal. And these will all just be tuck spots. If you want it to be pockets, then you'll glue here, here, and here. I think I will glue this one in the back will be a pocket. And then the other two will be tuck spots so that I can make something wider. Because that's just how I roll. All right, now this piece is all sticky and whatnot. So I'm going to fold it in half. And then fold it in half again. Just so I have a line, basically. And then when I unfold it, I'm just going to cut it in half. And then glue these middle bits together. If you're going to sew them, you don't need to glue as much. If you're not going to sew them, then you need to make sure you get glue everywhere. I don't know if I'm going to sew them or not. Probably not. So, and of course, if there's anything interesting on your paper, you'll want to have that be on the outside. All right, so these are going to be journal cards in a minute. Before this gets too sticky. All right, maybe take one that's not so sticky for this next one. Or, yeah, this next one. I'm going to fold it into thirds. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but, you know, just try to get it into thirds. And it's 11 inches, so whatever a third of 11 inches is, it's somewhere around... Oh my goodness, somewhere around 3 and 1 tick over 3.5. Anyway, then gonna let's see. Yep, I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna put a bead of glue on the bottom of one of the whichever one. It doesn't really matter if you folded it in thirds. So on the bottom of that one, I'm doing a bead of glue because this will be a pocket, it'll be a tag which has a place for a hidden tuck spot actually. And then here I'm going to glue on the bottom, and then I know I'm going to cut this down some and have my tag thing, so I'm going to come down a little bit, and this is going to be a side tuck. So just a line about an inch down from the bottom and down at the bottom. An inch down from the top and then down at the bottom. Oh my word, why are words so hard? And then this is too tall for book probably, because it is almost, it's 8¼ inches. So I'm just going to cut it down a little bit. Less than where I cut the, because remember the other one I cut 1 inch down? Well, this is only about 1/2 inch down that I just cut. And then I'll cut my corners. And it's okay if the glue is, it's okay if the corners go beyond the glue, but that's not going to affect it much. So now I have a base. Decorate the front for the tag and have a side tuck here. And is this it? Yeah, and then a hidden pocket here. So I'll decorate all these in a minute, but I just kind of want to show what we're going to stuff the pocket with. So the back pocket will have that tipped tag. And then this one can have a tag standing up. This one can have a tag, a smaller tag going that way. Let's see, I might even cut it down a little bit. Let's see, I don't want them all to be exactly the same size. So have that one be just slightly smaller than the one behind it. Because I like layers. So then we have, you know, a little bit of that tag showing there, and then that tag showing up there. And then if you want to make something to go behind this, you can. Or you could just put a piece of paper behind it for journaling. So that is the base of the stuffed pocket. Oh, and then of course, for inside this pocket, I guess we need to stuff the tag too, don't we? So, what did I do last time? I don't know. But it doesn't have to be as tall, and it doesn't have to be as wide. So, where this is across about 3.5 and a tick, this one, I want to make sure that it is narrow enough to be able to fit that pocket. So I use the pocket to kind of measure that, and then just cut or tear that. And then we know we're going to lose a little bit on the bottom here because it's glued, and we want our tag to be shorter than where that line is so it doesn't stick out. And I'm going to use my European punch, so I'm actually going to come down a little bit lower than that even. My European punch is, oh, it was right here, is the expensive one. You don't have to have that one. You don't even have to punch it. You can just put a tab on it even. But this is the European punch that does this, you know, that kind of a thing, which I could have shown you on another tag that I have laying here, but why would I think of something like that? I don't know. And then glue this together. And they'll get, you know, when you cover them with some collage and whatnot and put your writing paper on the back of it, these will thicken up. But really, as long as your tags don't have to be super thick. Oh, and want to trim the tops. You don't have to use a ruler like I do. I actually would be using my straight ruler right now if I knew where it was. I don't know where it is exactly. Alright, so this tag is going to go inside this tag, and then we'll make a little journaling card. Or so you want to see how tall this pocket is. How tall is my pocket? You want to know? Oh my goodness. Sorry, stuff's sticking to stuff. Let's see. That's about there. Except for I need that measurement. Something in a quarter. Five? Is that a 5 or a 6? 6 1/4 it's about. So whatever I did my last paper is probably right about where I want this paper too, because I want it, well actually I have this whole, that actually might work. Alright. So about as thin as the last one, or a little bit wider. It probably could be 3.5 inches, really. Well, yeah, 3.5, and it shouldn't totally poke out of the pocket. But you can put a, let's see, if you do it the right way, let's see, our pocket. So if it's in this way and I have a tab on this sticking out this way, it can do that because that's the side. I guess you just want to make sure that this side pocket, if you want to put a tab on it, points this way. You know, whatever side your pocket goes on. Does that make any sense? Am I making sense? Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Alright, so that's going to cut right about there. You know, I just had my ruler. I was just measuring with it, for goodness sake. I don't mind if it's a little bit shorter. It's easier to get in and out. Then I'm going to glue those two together. So, look, when you're looking for books like this, I usually get them at the thrift store. But if you have a free bin somewhere, you might be able to find them. Or you might have some in your stash. Or your great aunt might have some in her attic that she used to be really into crafting and has all these books and now she's not. And, you know. Or Cousin Tilda, who knows. Okay, so now we have a tag for the side. It can stick out. It doesn't have to stick out. It's up to you. Like if I don't want that to stick out, all I have to do is just trim it down just a little bit. And I will probably just have a tab on it so it's easy to get in and out. But oh, glue, not my friend. All right. So there, we have a journaling card for in there, a tag for in here. So we have a stuffed tag. And then our stuffed tag goes into our stuffed pocket, which is here. And then we have our journaling cards there. And you could, you know, if you want it to go on the left side of the page, just do everything the other way around. So I hope I explained that well. This, like, here's an example of the tall tag that I decorated. Did I put a thing in it yet? No. I started making a tag to go in it. They don't necessarily match, and that's okay. This one I covered quite a bit because there was a lot of words. This one I just covered the words and left a little bit of that quilt showing and did some stenciling on the edge so it wouldn't be quite so, you know, in your face, but you could still write all over that. This one still needs a focal point, but I did some collage, left some of the bits showing because they had interest, and then I did a little bit of stamping. And then on the back, I just used lined paper this way so you have lines to write on. And I will probably do a little bit of something. We already have one. Oh, if I knew where my big circles were, but I don't. What's here? Maybe a little bit of honeycomb. Just to, so the edges aren't quite so straight, you know. And then a little bit up there too. Maybe a little bit down there. You know, something like that. A little bit of stamping. It just takes that sharp edge away and makes it not quite like that. And then you could also do a little stenciling if you wanted to. It could even, because it's going to be light stenciling, so it doesn't have to be anything fan-freaking-tastic. It could just be these little X's. And, you know, just kind of hither and yither and yon. See, it doesn't show that much. It just adds a little bit of something, and then you could still write right over it, but it just gives it a little bit of interest. Especially if, like, you put it where you're not going to write as much. See, just little X's there, there, there. Got your lines as a big design. You've got your medium, sort of medium, and then your smaller pattern with the X's. So, see, that just, you know, kind of elevates that. Even though it's just for writing on, it just makes it a little bit more interesting. And like this one, I could add some X's here too, although I've got this interest. The X's are about the same size, so let's go with the lines maybe. And that way, be something, I think I've glue, yep, I do. I've glue on my, not on my shoe, I have glue on my ink, where I have it. And you can overlap where your stamping was. And it's especially good if you can, where the 3 pieces combine, do a little bit of stenciling right there. And it just kind of, you know, makes it a little bit more like one piece. So now I think I need a little bit of something right here. There we go. There you go. It just adds a little something. So that is an example, you know, some examples of how to cover them. And I'm trying to think if we should just decorate these, or, well, to decorate these, I'm just gonna, I've already got these 2 decorated. That saves us some time right there, right? There we go. That will go in there. Of course, now I need to see where this pocket comes out at. This pocket's going to come out on this side, so probably won't be able to put a tab on this unless it's very much at the top. So if I want to put a tab on this, it's got to be that small or have that stick out a little bit. Or she says, I could cut this down a little bit if I want a tab to come out that size, that side. See, there's always ways around stuff. I just had it in there. Why did I take it back out? There's ways around stuff. Yep. So even if I just take off this much, now we'll be able to put a tab on that journal card. All right. I think I already, oh, this maybe I didn't get inked. Yeah, see, I'm okay with the sparseness of that. So now I just kind of like pulling stuff off my desk. And, because you know there's a lot of stuff on my desk. And decorating that, so with that stuff. So we have 3 journal cards left. Pretty much. So, of course, you can always use some pre-made ephemera as well. See, this has a good amount of blank space on it, so I only really need to cover this. And then, you know, I don't care about that so much. So maybe I'll have it go this way and that way. And just start. And I keep being out of, I need this, oh, see, it gets turned, I think. I mean, it gets, I don't know what it gets, but I go back to watch and I'm like, what the heck? What the heck? Is that Peanut that says that? Jeff Dunham. Yep. Well, like this, I can use over here, on the back of here, as a journaling spot, part of the collage. Yes, I may be a little bit random when I'm, actually I can just do it this way even. Okay. Doesn't have to match perfectly. I don't have a problem with that. Let's see. And then could even add some of this. Like, I need at least that much, right? And then that will cover the words, and I have plenty of writing space on there. I know. Some of you would want to cover the whole thing, and you totally can. But I was watching Bonnie and Clyde, Bonnie and whatever her cat's name is. Bonnie and Clyde, I think it is. But I always think Bonnie and Clyde. And she was just covering the part that had the words and left the rest white. And I was like, well, I could do that. I could totally do that. Let's flip this over so the gluey part is up there. Let's see. I have so much stuff here. I mean, how random do we want to be? That's a little too random for my eyeballs. Of course, you could always just take some of your cardstock and make journal cards with those. You don't have to use the, whoops, you don't have to use oh my goodness, the book pages. You can use already made ephemera. Actually, that doesn't really matter if that's on the top or the bottom, does it? Now that I covered that Q thing, but that's okay. And I've already done that upside right, so I might just put this on after I put a little piece here and a little piece there. Okay, because I can. Take these flowers right here. Will they be enough to cover that? Pretty much. And then a little piece down there. Okay. I'm being totally random today. A lot of times you'll see that I kind of do, you know, more linear. But nope, not today. Today I'm being super random. I just need a piece for up here. It can be neutral. It can be this. I don't have to save that for writing spots. I can use it anywhere. Okay. And then I'm just going to glue this on and cut off whatever doesn't fit. Because it's just a random piece that's in there and something's got to be, it's got to be used on something, right? The only thing that I'm paying attention to maybe is that these words are fairly straight. They don't have to be perfectly straight. Might even bring that over, and that covers that Q perfectly. And now I'll just trim that off. And now that it's collage, it's, you know, not super, I mean, there's no collage on the back, so it's not as stiff there. So, you know, that might be one reason you might like to cover the whole thing, is just so it's same thickness all over, but that doesn't really bother me. So there we have a journal card. Number one, the big one, the middle pocket here. And our smaller journal card. You think that would be super easy to cover because it's not very big. Let's just cover it with this. Sometimes this is how a lot of times I'll do this. I'll glue it on and then I'll cut it off after I glue it. Where'd my scissors go? Why can't I just... It wasn't even scissors I was looking for. That's the saddest part. Scissors. I'm looking for scissors. I was looking for the ruler. No wonder I can't remember things that I'm looking for. I tell myself I'm looking for something that I'm not. And then the back, well, see, really, this could even be journaled on, like here, here, and here. So that could even be the back. And then the front could be just another piece from the same thing. Oh, my word. Which I might just do, because I want to. Okay, this is the upside right way. If I want it to be, might end up going sideways anyway, I forget. Probably want to pay attention, although it doesn't matter really if your tag goes sideways. Oh, see, that would be cool on a tag, even though it's black and white. I mean, I could always add some color too, but it'd be good. So even that could be written on too, but I may add a focal point there. So there is that one, and it can actually go that way, so the rose shows. And what was left is the one that goes in here. Anybody know what happened to that one? I think I've lost it. I think I lost it. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Is that it? No. Is there one in here? No. Did I put it back in there? You guys probably know exactly what I did with it, but I don't. Well, at least it's easy to make a new one. Kind of annoys me that it just disappeared like that, though. Oh, is this it? Nope, that's not it. Ow, I'm bending my foot. Stop bending your foot. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? Things are wrong with me. Things are very... Well, you know what? Here, you don't even have to put a thing. You just put an already made piece and stick it in there, which I'm doing for right now because I lost it and I don't... Oh, here it is. I lost it underneath my stuff. Which has the most... So I have that there, so maybe do the, see, now I have glue on this one. Oh, I could even back it with, this is paper from the, could even have that actually be, it's thick enough. Let's just do that. We'll just turn this into our, oh my goodness, you want something? Yeah. I'll tell you what my oh my goodness was about. I'm thinking, why not make it a journal card with a pocket? Because, you know, in case you didn't have enough stuff in your stuffed pocket, you could add one more thing if you wanted to. I'm leaving that right there because that's fun. That's the wrong side. Well, actually, it's going to be both sides. Oh my goodness. So now we have, just need to glue the sides. Can just do a little stenciling on the back even. A little bit of stenciling. Which stencil? Or stamping. Sure, why not? We'll just... I don't know where my brown brush is. Stuff falling. I'm just kind of doing it like this because I just kind of... This is a fragile kind of a stencil, and so I don't really want to go through it with that. So let's see. See, we got a little something. Even though we were just like banging the... But that's, you know, that's good. Just wanted a little something. So now for this to fit, I'm going to have to cut it off just a little bit. It doesn't matter. Because I've just added more work for myself. So now we'll put a little tag. Will that fit? Yes. Oh, and it's perfect height. Good, we got the right height here. Just winging it today. Just winging it. Okay. So let's decorate this somehow. Just start by gluing stuff on. Oh, see, that would be good for some of that. I need to save that. Let's not glue all over that. I'm going to actually put it up there. Fooled you. Thought I was going to put it one place, and then I put it a different place. I actually don't mind if those words are on there, so I might just put a piece across here. What kind of piece? I don't know. I don't know. Where's that other piece of paper that I was using? Because you know I've lost that already. Well, it's gotten smaller as part of it. So as it gets smaller, it gets harder to find, right? Oh, we come to the side. Yeah, we'll just do that. find a focal point for it later. Maybe it'll be a bird. Maybe it will be an animal of some sort. You can even come across around the edge like this, because that might be kind of interesting. Of course, now I'll probably cover it with something like this. What if we, wait, pull this back up? That's what we'll do. We have the time. We have the technology. See, sometimes I do it before, sometimes I do it after. There is no right or wrong. There is no, well, for me, there is no consistency. Sorry, not sorry. Oops. Okay. Just covering the words. It's okay if they show through a little bit. It gives us a place to journal on. That's what we're going for. So I have the bases all done for the, seriously, here it is. Here, I did not lose it. Okay, let's put the cover on the glue. So if I went too fast, I'm sorry. You can watch me on slower time. You can rewatch that first part a few times until you get it. If you need to do it again, just watch it again. That's like me doing it again, right? Maybe. And then this can go in that side pocket. And we have, once again, this in the top pocket. And of course, when you put it on the page, that's right, this is the pocket. So there's our stuff pocket. And then when you put it on a journal page, pretend this is the journal page, you can go ahead and glue it here and here and have it be, just a tuck spot. You could just have it be a pocket. So you could glue the three sides. Or you could just glue it all the way down. Maybe you're like, that's stuffed enough. We don't need to fit anything back there. So then you could just glue it down. It'll hold it on really nicely. And, one pocket, and you've got journaling. So you've covered up one page, but you've gained, 1, 2, 3, even 4. Let's see, 5, 6 places to journal. This could be the place to journal, it doesn't matter. So that's what's fun about a stuffed pocket, is you might take away a journaling page, but you've just gained yourself lots of journaling spots. It will add both, if you like alligator mouths, this is, or for Happy Mail. It's a fun thing to put in Happy Mail for somebody too. So there we go. That is the stuffed pocket. If you have any suggestions, what you want to see, let me know. I have probably more pockets that can be done like this. I like taking papers and folding them and figuring out pockets. I don't know. And also, like the envelopes and all the things. So there's that for today. I hope you have a delightful day. Love you.